Welcome to Learning Photography with Duck. Here's your host, Duck.
Discovering Connecticut through photographs. So, so yeah, they just post photos, and there's some good ones, some bad ones. But what's kind of neat about it is that it's a nice group, and they're kind of, hey, that's a really nice photo, and people tell. So I found it nice for that. And then since then, I've found stairwells and stairways Facebook group. All they do is take pictures of stairways and stairwells, and why this is, oh yeah, and that's the second one. I joined that last week because, as I wander, but what's interesting about these groups, because I look back at all my old photos and I go, I'm kind of attracted to those things. Because a long time ago, I joined something called the Cloud Appreciation Society. And what's kind of neat about that one is that guy is strict. You got to give the country and where it is, or he'll take you down. And that's all it is nothing but clouds, and that's what's neat about this other one, nothing but stairs, and so right, right. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Where'd he go? Well, well, let me say this about that real quick, Duck. That's one of the reasons I do exactly that. And I put a story to each one, and and it's turned out that you're right. You know, when I've done that, I've gotten a lot of very favorable responses and comments, not so much about the picture, but on my comments, you know, in my little write up. And that's the other reason, too, that I make sure that, you know, my signature watermark is on the picture because I kind of take the attitude this is something published and will be seen forever. And where I got this from is I belong to this group called 60s and 70s Detroit rock and roll and pictures, you know. And the guy that runs that group is just amazing because every picture he puts out, it's almost this 3-page essay on the history, and it's just wonderful, you know. So I had started adopting that as I did it. And the final thing, the two questions that I asked you in the video, they're related to these groups I just joined because I went looking for a couple of pictures and I couldn't find them the way I wanted. And so that's prompted the questions. Yes. Mhm. Good idea.
Hey, Doug, I do have something to announce. Friend of mine, with this flood and all that, and of course, Bent to the River. Duck, you ran something at Bent to the River one time that I went to, and it's next to a river, and Bent to the River is closed until further notice, which I am surprised. Yes. Mhm.
There's another one right on the other side of the bridge up there at the Stevenson Dam, the one you saw. I don't know which side of the bridge, but there's equal sided washouts on both sides of the bridge.
Doug, can I share the screen for 1 second? Hold on 1 second. Um, Here we are. I will open this and let me share. Come this way. And let's see, how do I share? I forget now. I forget how to share. Here we are, share. You see the screen? This is the cover of the book that the Waterbury Republican American did. And as you can see, August 19th, 1955. Um, that this was my first weather event as a child, as a 5-year-old child growing up maybe a mile away from the Naugatuck River. And looking at the book and looking at the pictures, and this caused a lot of damage down in the valley, Ansonia and up further north, like in Torrington. Looking at the damages from the roads, of course, I've seen plenty of tree damages over the years, but I don't remember this kind of road damage in that area since this flood. Mhm. Yes. Yeah, and there are a couple of other places there, on the Middlebury, the Army Corps of Engineers has Hot Brook, and there's a big dam there, and there's the Thomaston Dam. But this is devastating. I don't know how quickly these roads are going to be fixed because it's extensive damage. I doubt if municipalities have money on hand to pay for this, and it's going to take forever for the federal dollars to come in. That's true, yes. Okay. Hmm.
Okay. So you remember when we went out one night a few years ago and took pictures of a bridge, the Q Bridge. So anyway, I remember, and I for a while I almost had to call you up and say what year was that because I couldn't remember, and that's why I couldn't find the pictures. Anyway, excuse me. So I know I did some work on those images, and I had one that was done, and I couldn't find that finished product, but I went looking for the work I had done, and I was pretty sure I had done it in Lightroom. Couldn't find it. Couldn't find, and I spent a long time looking through my catalog. So then I went over and I just went looking through my raw directory in Explorer. And after a while, I found it. And it was a directory in a subdirectory under photos. So it was there. There it was. So I go, okay, well, it's under this directory number. So I'll just go in and I'll add that directory in via Lightroom. So I go, okay. So I go do that, and I'm pretty sure I know how to do that. And when I do it, I come up with a message that says duplicate, can't do it. And I go, so So that was my first. I'll explain some things which may I think is the explanation of what happened, but I guess then I was thinking, is there any sort of search function by file name or something like that? So, and now let me tell you the second one, which is similar. Um, I went looking for some other pictures this weekend. These I know were taken on my phone. And so I have a little directory where I've manually uploaded stuff, and and it's an old phone. So it's a directory called LGV40. Now, this one, when I went looking for the photos, I do know that under the LGV40, there was another directory in Lightroom that said LGV40 camera, but there was a question mark by it. Okay, so I went out to the Explorer directory and I found it. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's that directory somehow. So I went back in, and at the top level, the level above, where I thought I'd just add it and sync it all up and it would take care of it, it caused that little directory with the question mark to disappear and loaded, I don't know, a couple thousand pictures all into this one other directory. And now I can find the picture that I want, but the one in Lightroom is a thumbnail. And the one that I want isn't. And when they're in the same place. So I'm not sure about the thumbnails. But let me back up my second question really is these two things occurred because when I first started with Lightroom, I was still trying to understand the catalog arrangement, and we had talked about this at a previous function where I really wanted my Lightroom catalog to look very similar to my Windows Explorer directories hierarchy. And I guess the way I had done that hadn't quite worked out. So I have two folders before I got squared away. It's my D5300 folder for my camera, and then my LGV40. And so I'm wondering if for those things, I just want to really get those organized so that when I have to go looking for something, I can find them. If I should just undo all that and re-import them into the catalog, undo them from the catalog. But anyway, that's my whole story is organizing this and how do I search for things when I can't find it. Doc, I should say that my goal really is to end up just like you the way yours is, because that's what I wanted to have. And part of my second question when you looked at me funny and I said, because the like the D5300 directory and this, they are basically older. They're all 4-year-old photos. And so what I'd like to do is just get them organized in a certain way so that if I want to go looking for something like I was, I'll be able to find them without, and so it's not critical on doing this stuff in terms of getting this organized. So that's what I have already set up before this is I have mine's called photos instead of my photos, but underneath there I have the years, but I also have a directory or folder called LGV40, and then underneath that is some other directories and then all the photos. But somewhere in there and I think what I may have done is there may be within some of those directories some duplication because I used, and so that's why I'm thinking I've got those files are where I want them in terms of where they should live. It's just the way the pointers are pointing is a little wonky. Okay. Yeah. So searching by file name is not an option. Well, we can stop. I'm SOL. What you just talked about, I've done manually through my whole catalog. I've done searches like that. I know where the file is in my physical folder, and it's supposed to be the same in here. And like I say, it doesn't show it. And when I go to try and add it, it says you're already there. So I yeah. Anyway, so that's I yeah. Hmm. Okay. Okay, thank you. Yes. Can I ask a follow-up question? Suppose I had a folder called working, like you'd underscore working. That's where my problem. Yep, and that's where my issues are, but it's where I want it to be. So what would happen if I went within Lightroom and removed that folder from Lightroom? So now it's gone from Lightroom. It's still sitting out in Explorer, right? Now, if I've got to do a few things to that thing out in Explorer to get it organized the way I want it, I don't know if I get rid of some files or if I found some duplicates or some hierarchy changes I want to make, then if I do that, and then can I bring that folder back, reintroduce that into Lightroom? Well, I'll tell you why, because you just told me about doing that import, and that's what I started the other day, and to synchronize it, and all of a sudden it says, "Do you want to synchronize import 4,400 pictures?" And I go, "Where did they come from? I've got them in there already." And this still hasn't answered my question of, like in this situation here, I know where the file that I'm looking for is out on Windows Explorer. I can find it and I can point to it, and there's the file name. And I can find it in the directory structure. When I come down to Lightroom, I see the exact same directory structure, but it's missing that folder. And then when I try and add the folder in, it goes, this is duplicate. When I did it with the other one and synchronized it, I can now find it in the organization that it says it's in, but it's a thumbnail. But if I go out to the Windows Explorer, I see the full size image. Well, that's what I was just about to do that on my LGV40 thing. And if I go and do that, it asks me if I want to. Let me make sure if I say synchronize folder, right? There's nothing in it. It thinks there are 4,431 new pictures. And that's almost as many as there. That should be what's in. So that so it thinks that there's in my LGV40 it thinks there are 4,400. Okay. All right, I'll give it a. No, what spooked me out is why I'm the other thing with these thumbnails versus I can't get at the picture I want to work on. So that's got me confused, and I don't know how. Maybe this will fix it. Oh, but see the folder in question me was the one that had the question mark, and now it doesn't show up at all when I synchronized it a couple days ago. And that's why, and so question my sanity. I don't know, because it just seems like I've buggered this thing up so much, and the pointers see, maybe it's my old days as a database guy, but things seem to be pointing every which way, and I still don't know how to find that bridge picture. I mean, all that stuff, it seems like all that stuff for the search, that it's easier for me to go out, grab those pictures if I want to work on them, rename them and import them somewhere else so Lightroom will let me import them. Because oh, and I should say I've already invested a couple of hours searching for those pictures in Lightroom. My catalog is much smaller than yours, so pretty sure I've looked at every single folder. So, okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. I will try that. Yeah, at the end of the video, I remember I asked you a couple months ago about the signatures on my thing turned blue from red, and it was a PNG file, and I couldn't figure out why. And well, it went away, the problem. Next week it was just fine. Yeah, some glitch, and so that's kind of feels like my life when I deal with this stuff. Anyway, all right. Thanks for your explanation. Yep, thank you.
Uh, I do have a question that um I was wanting to get really solid good light stands, but I didn't know what solid good light stands to get. So yeah, I like solid ones, really good. Hmm. Oh, like the ones you had. Yeah, yeah, in your studio. When I came. Yes, yes. Ah, yes, those, yes. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. 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 Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mm, mm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Mm, mm, mm-hmm. Mm, yeah. Mm, okay. How much are mm, okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for, but it's the boom arm too. I said I that's exactly what I was looking for because also the boom arm. Mm, mm-hmm. Okay. Mm, mm-hmm. Mm, mm, mhm. Yeah. Mm, mm, mhm, mm, mhm, 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 mhm. Okay. And do you know what brand or are you for the metal one? Are they like the silver? Okay. Mm, mhm, mm, okay. Mm, 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 mhm, mm, 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 mhm, mm, mm, mhm, mm, 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 mm. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Mm, mm, okay. Mm, mm, mhm, okay. Okay. Mm, mm-hmm, mm, okay. Mm, mm, mm-hmm. Um, oh yeah. Mm, 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 okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Mm, mm, okay. Mm, mm, okay. Mm, 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 okay. Yeah, I have two, but they're uh I don't I don't like them at all. Mm, mm-hmm, mm, yeah. Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm, 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 mm-hmm, mm, mm-hmm, mm, mm-hmm, mm, mm, mm-hmm, mm, mm-hmm, mm, 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 mm-hmm, mm. Okay. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm, 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 yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thank
Hey,
you.
hey, Duck, can I share my screen again? This is this is a follow-up to Max. Hold on a second. Um, let's see. I want to do that. Do you see my screen? Okay, I just decided to, Google C stand for photography, and of course, here's Amazon and whatever. And the one thing I noticed was, when you first mentioned that, the widespread of the cheap stand and somebody could trip, that would be my first concern. But let me ask you a question. I also decided to photography stands and bars for backdrops. I should have said crossbars. Is it necessary to use a C stand for a backdrop, or is a regular? Okay, okay, I get it. Okay. And I noticed you also have a sandbag here too. And if I remember correctly, this spot was not that close to the parking lot. Yes. Oh, that's why I like a cloudy day because it's better saturation and I don't have the shadow and I discovered that, speaking what you said about downtown Waterbury, I discovered that because it was a rainy day and I just decided to take some pictures for Memorial Day. There was something at City Hall, and then there is a statue in front of the rectory next to the Basilica of the Immaculate Conception of the priest who was a war hero who rescued these people, these sailors after their boat or ship got bombed. And there's a big plaque to him. And I took a picture, and of course, I'm aiming down because that's the angle, so you can get the top of the head and the plaque, and you see the sidewalk. And that was the first time I discovered, taking pictures in the rain is not a bad idea. I I enjoyed that photo shoot. That was a good one. In fact, yeah, you were the one who ran that. That's right. No? Who did? Oh, okay. It was okay. Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. Not so much. They're still active and doing a bunch of different events than they used to be. Um, I mean, both groups are still active. It's just not on the same regular basis as it used to be. Uh, yeah, and the thing, one of the things was it got too repetitious over the years. Okay, and that kind of I was pretty much the only one that went to everything, and it's work when you're the only photographer there for 20 people or 25 people taking pictures of people who want to have their pictures taken. It's work. Okay, so I'm not complaining because now it gives me chance to do other stuff as well, like the air show last week. I mean, this this weekend I was at the with one of the other groups into Terrificon down in Mohegan Sun. Okay, and so we did a couple months ago. We did a pirate cruise on a pirate ship. Okay, with this other group. So they're doing different things. So it makes it interesting, and not so many people participate, and I can handle it. Or two or three people photographers can handle it, as opposed to with Robert, yourself, and James and Athena and Angelica, all showing up, but 10 photographers for 30 people. That's one thing. That does not happen anymore because the photographers got bored too of the same thing year after year after year. Well, yeah, and that's it as well. You know, a bunch of photographers that were taking pictures for a while are down from your neck of the woods. Milford and New Haven and so forth, with events happening up through here. Um, so yeah, so that kind of rolls back to me and maybe two others. Yeah, well, we're coming up with another Jewett Castle. Um, and Jewett Castle is always good because I mean it's a donation to get inside the castle. So we have exclusive use of inside the castle for $25. So we got that shoot still coming up. Um, but I don't know. I don't know if steampunk does 1920s. So I'm not sure who's showing up to that one. They are fun. I mean, you don't have to pose them. They just kind of do it. Once you get a couple of them together, everything just rolls, and you just better have your camera ready.
Yep, I've been to a couple of them too. You, you're busy. You're busy. They want
Oh
to be
yeah.
photographed. They want to be photographed. There's no problem about getting art.
Oh, you are. You are. They're not. I mean, you can post them if you want, but it's a lot easier if you just let them do his thing as event photographer. Just record the event. As the event just dynamically happens, it'll start with you'll two individuals will start to do something, and all of a sudden you got 15 individuals hopping in on it as well. And then from there, they break themselves down to other types of groups, and you're just shooting, 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 shooting. Yes, and people skills. Yes, I mean I was a wedding photographer for 20 years, so I mean this is a piece of cake, and I don't have to walk around as much or think as much and I didn't really get into street photography because here again I don't like pointing my camera at strangers. Here, these guys want their pictures taken, and they dress to have their pictures taken.
Can I
Um,
can I
oh,
can I show you my pictures from that event?
sure.
Okay, let's see. Are you seeing the first one of the
Yeah.
group? Okay, let me, I guess I gotta share the whole screen. Hold on a second.
And this happened to be during COVID too, there, Bill.
Okay, yes, it did. I'm gonna have to get this. Hold on a second. Hmm. That's what I'm gonna have to do. That's what I'm gonna have to do. Let me come here and let me do this. I closed everything, unfortunately, I think. We did that in August of that year. Hold on a second. Let me share. Share and screen. Okay. Do you see my full screen? Okay, and let me close that. Let me close this. Let me close that. And steampunk, here we are. Now, do you see it? Okay. Hmm.
So you need more than one photographer to take care of that group.
Thank you. And I think I did this one in black and white. Yeah, I did. There we are. Okay. Wickham Park, wasn't it? Wickham, okay. Okay. I like this guy. I know. I did a redo on him where I made that darker. One thing I like to do when I do backgrounds, you notice there's a lot of yellow here, and sometimes there's a lot of yellow in grass. I will get rid of the yellow. I'll lower the luminance on the yellow. But I do have a redo on him someplace. These people were good that day. These people were really good. Oh, yes, that's right.
He now gives a whole presentation on that
Oh, wait a minute.
uh,
He judged for us.
for Bristol.
Did we judge? I sometimes I judge as a member of of North Haven Camera Club to other clubs, and sometimes I cannot remember if he judged us or I judged him. But we did meet again.
You might have judged pictures of him for another photographer in the group.
Yes, yes, okay. Okay, now I know. Yeah, okay.
Right, and they have no problems with sharing on social media.
Oh, look at this. I think it was raining at this point.
Oh,
Look.
it was. That was a miserable day. My camera was all covered up too.
Were you there, Alan?
Yeah.
Okay. I know you and I did Boston a couple, and can I show those pictures too after I finish with these, Duck? Okay, there we are. Now that I know, I shouldn't say this while we're recording. Now that I know some of the newer things to get rid of things you don't want, I'm going to get rid of this thing, the umbrella. Yeah, I'm going to get rid. I'll clean it up, but if you're watching the video, you did not hear that. Okay, let me, what was it? Okay, that was the following year, and no, was it? You, me, and Sue did that. What year? That was the year I moved. Yes, it was 2020.
That
Um,
was also during COVID, wasn't it?
yeah, that was during COVID. Yes, and that was the last event that Sue ran with her group. She and I carpooled up there together, and that was my last time in Boston. Here we are. Here's the edited ones. Okay. Okay, this I did with a cell phone. Yeah, I was like, you know, we are. Oh, I went to school in Boston. I forgot to tell you guys that. I went to school there. Uh, always loved this. This was on the Esplanade.
Yeah, I contributed my baseball hat to that river.
Okay. And I said to Sue, you know, I was taking some pictures of geese in the water, and I said, you know, here we are, you guys know about PSA rules. You can't show hand of man. And I said to Sue, here we are in the middle of the city and I'm taking care of PSA rules because I'm getting close up of birds in the water. This I like. I always like taking pictures of photographers taking pictures. There we are. Yeah, yeah, you and I discussed this one time. I brought this picture to class one time and you showed me what I needed to do to uh, eh, this one I like. Riding the bike on the Esplanade, I used to do that in college. This was a fall day. This was October. October, yeah, there we are. See how I label these? Yeah, the year, and there we are. Yeah, October 10th. And of course, Boston Strong. I don't know if this was because of COVID or because of several years earlier. Yes. This isn't the best picture I've ever taken, but it's something I could use if I were a photographer for the Boston Globe or, yes. It's not pretty, it won't win awards, but maybe an editor would like it. Here we are. Oh, I've used this as a background in class here. You may not remember. Oh, okay, so this, okay. This one, when they were building this building, they put in the wrong type of glass. I was in college at the time, and early 70s. And the winds, now the Back Bay gets very windy. And glass was falling out. Luckily, nobody got hurt, and they put plywood, and then they had to replace all the glass. And we called it the plywood ranch. Okay, it was this one that I've shown as a, because this is 16 by 9. What else? Here we are. Cheers. There we are. Arthur Fiedler and the Boston Pops used to perform there. Then John Williams. I took this. This is not a great picture, but I graduated from Emerson College, and this is a dorm, and I just, yes. And this was a couple of weeks after Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, and so they put her collar on this duck. And again, that was a cell phone picture, and I'm done. There we are. Thanks for allowing me to show this, memory lane with you and me and Alan.
Thanks, Duck.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, Duck. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Learning Photography with Duck. Brought to you in association with Milford Photo, your local full-service camera store. Located in downtown Milford, Connecticut, Milford Photo offers you a personalized shopping experience. From the latest camera gear to printing and framing services. And, of course, educational workshops to teach you the finer aspects of photography. Don't forget to tell them Duck sent you.